Life is a journey, an intricate dance of emotions, thoughts, and experiences that guide us through our days. Some parts of this journey feel smooth and effortless, as if we are simply going with the flow. Other parts, however, feel overwhelming, heavy, and stuck, moments where we seem unable to move forward. But what does it truly mean to go with the flow? It's often described as a state of alignment, when everything in your life feels easy, as though the universe is supporting you and doors open just when you need them. Things move smoothly, and you feel connected to everything around you. Sounds ideal, right? However, achieving that state doesn't happen overnight. Before we can reach this space of peace and ease, we must navigate through a journey of emotions. There is an emotional path we must travel to get from a state of resistance and struggle to a state of effortless flow. And the truth is, the road to this alignment isn't always easy, but understanding the levels of emotions and how to navigate them makes the journey far more manageable. Think of your emotions as a ladder, or better yet, a staircase. At the very bottom, you have the heaviest, most challenging emotions, those that feel impossible to escape. But at the top, you have the lightness of true alignment, where life seems to unfold with ease. Most people don't jump from the bottom to the top in one big leap. Instead, they make their way up step by step, slowly moving from lower emotional states to higher ones. The first step in understanding this emotional journey is recognizing where you are. Knowing your emotional state is crucial because it tells you where you need to go. Once you understand that, you can begin taking the necessary steps toward feeling better, and without the expectation of jumping straight to the top. At the very bottom of this emotional ladder, we find feelings of powerlessness. These are the emotions that arise when it feels like nothing is going your way, when you feel stuck, defeated, as if life is unfair, or as though the universe is working against you. Despair is a heavy, dark emotion that can make you feel hopeless and completely disconnected from the natural flow of life. When you're in despair, it's easy to believe there is no way out. Your thoughts become clouded with negativity, and you may feel that no matter what you do, you can't change your circumstances. This is a difficult place to be, but it's important to understand that this is not the end of the road. No matter how heavy or stuck you may feel, you are not trapped here forever. There is always the possibility of moving forward, but it may not happen in the way you expect. Getting out of this state requires gradual movement, finding a way to feel just a little bit better, and this is where the journey begins. As strange as it may seem, anger is actually a step forward from despair. Anger is a sign that you're beginning to feel something again. When you're in a state of despair, you feel powerless. But when anger arises, it's because you've started to wake up. You recognize that something isn't right and you want change. You may not know exactly how to make it happen, but at least you're feeling something, anything that signals you are moving in a new direction. Anger is a powerful emotion. It's raw, it's intense, and it might feel chaotic, but it's movement. And that's the key. Anger means you are no longer stagnant. You are in motion, and that's the first step toward breaking free from the bottom of the emotional scale. It's important to note that anger, although a forward-moving emotion, can be dangerous if left unchecked. Staying in anger for too long can lead to stress, frustration, and even physical harm. But when you recognize anger for what it is, a step forward, you can allow yourself to feel it without getting stuck in it. Once you move beyond pure anger, you may enter a phase of frustration. Frustration feels more like impatience. It's when you know things could be better, but you're not quite sure how to get there. You feel restless, irritated, or even overwhelmed by the lack of progress. Unlike anger, frustration isn't as intense or chaotic. It feels more like being on the edge of something, but not knowing how to take that final step. At this stage, you're beginning to recognize your desires more clearly. You know what you don't want, but you haven't yet figured out exactly how to create the change you seek. You might feel trapped between knowing you want better and not knowing how to get there. It's a difficult place to be because while you're no longer as powerless as you were in despair, you still don't feel in control. It's important to acknowledge frustration as part of the process. It's a sign that you are ready for something better, but you may need time to figure out how to make it happen. Eventually, as frustration wears on, a new emotion begins to surface: hope. Hope is a much lighter emotion than frustration. It's the moment when you begin to see that things can change. You may not yet know how, but you start to believe that a better future is possible. Hope is a breath of fresh air after a long storm. It's the first sign of relief that things are beginning to shift. When you feel hope, you are no longer consumed by negativity or the belief that nothing will ever improve. You may still feel uncertain, but hope allows you to see possibilities. It's the first step toward aligning with the positive energy of the universe. As hope grows, it transforms into optimism. Optimism is the belief that things can and will get better. It's when you start to see the world differently. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, you begin to notice the good things. You see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Optimism is a shift in perspective, and it's a crucial one because it moves you toward alignment. At this stage, you start to notice synchronicities, those little moments where things just seem to fall into place. You begin to trust that the universe is working in your favor. You might find that things are starting to happen with less effort. People, resources, and opportunities begin to show up, and you can't help but feel that everything is moving in the right direction. At the top of the emotional scale lies true alignment, flow. This is when everything seems to click into place. Life feels effortless. You're no longer pushing, striving, or forcing things to happen. Instead, you're simply moving with the current of life, and everything is flowing in your favor. There's no need to struggle, and you no longer feel like you're swimming upstream. In this state, you feel joy without needing a specific reason. You appreciate life in ways you never have before. You are deeply in tune with yourself, with others, and with the world around you. You are at peace, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. This is the state where you feel free from worry, free from fear, free from the need to control every aspect of your life. When you are in flow, life becomes a series of joyful experiences. Things just happen. You trust that everything is working out for your highest good, and you feel connected to the very energy of the universe. You might be wondering, how do I move from these lower, heavier emotions to the higher, lighter ones? The key is to move gradually. You can't expect to jump from despair to joy in one big leap. Instead, you must reach for thoughts and feelings that feel just a little bit better than where you are. If you're in despair, don't force yourself to feel hopeful. Instead, try to move to anger, frustration, or even a moment of relief. If you're frustrated, try reaching for hope. If you're hopeful, move into optimism. Each emotion has its own vibration, and as you move up, you'll notice that things start to shift. It's important to allow yourself to fully feel each emotion without judgment. Don't try to bypass any step on the ladder. Let yourself feel frustration if it arises. Honor where you are emotionally, but always remember, you are not stuck. You are always capable of moving up, one step at a time. The journey to alignment is not about being perfect or always feeling happy. It's about understanding that your emotions are guiding you. Every step you take on this journey is leading you closer to the flow you seek. Even the most challenging emotions have value. They are simply pointing you toward where you need to go. So trust the process. You are never stuck. No matter where you are on the emotional scale, you can always move forward. Keep reaching for the next best feeling, and soon you will find yourself in the state of true flow, where life becomes effortless once again. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more content like this. Your support helps spread this message to more people on their journey to alignment. Also, let me know in the comments, where are you on the emotional scale right now? Are you feeling stuck, frustrated, hopeful, or in flow? I'd love to hear your thoughts.